Welcome to DraftTeam.com. I am Joshua Johnson. Let's go bargain hunting once again. Now, Andrew Luck can be had for $16,100 out of the quarterback position for the Colts. He is playing the Jacksonville Jaguars, who just gave up 4 passing touchdowns to Russell Wilson last week. Jacksonville only held Marshawn Lynch, the starting running back, to 60 yards. So that being said, I like Andrew Luck to get some passing points through the air. Definitely a lot of points through the air because Jacksonville is somewhat decent against the run, believe it or not. Jay Cutler can be had for $12,800. His Bears are playing the Lions. Cutler has slowly grown every week to week, and I look for another big game here and a shootout in a major divisional race here. Jake Locker can also be had for $12,800. His Tennessee Titans are hosting the New York Jets. Locker slowly has had a better week, and last week he had 300 yards and 68 yards rushing. I look for him to put up another big game against not a very good Jets defense. They're not bad, but they're just not very good. Trent Richardson could also be had for $9,900. Now, he just came over to the Colts, and I said earlier that Marshawn Lynch only had 60 yards against this Jacksonville defense. But I think Richardson's going to have a better game. I think he's potentially a better athlete, and with one game under his belt as a Colt, he's more familiar with that playbook, and I think the Colts are going to be leading this game late, and I like some points out of Richardson in garbage time, maybe even a touchdown or two, just so he can get more familiar and more reps with this offense live on the field against an NFL team. Yes, Jacksonville is still an NFL team. Alfred Morris is yet to have a big week for the Washington Redskins out of the running back position, but this is the week. He could be had for $11,200. They're traveling to California to play the Oakland Raiders. Now, Morris had 1,600 yards last year, and I look for him to maybe not produce that much this year, but he is due for a big game, and anybody can move the ball against Oakland. I like him going forward against Oakland this week. Pierre Garçon is another Redskin I like against Oakland. He can be had for $11,500. He's proven himself to be the #1 option in that Washington offense, and like I said earlier, anybody can move the ball against the Raiders. Julian Edelman can be had for $9,900. Him and Tom Brady are going to Atlanta to play the 1-2 Falcons. Edelman leads this team in targets, and I look for that to happen again this week. Minus if Gronk's going to be there or not. I really don't care. Edelman has proven himself to be a great target in this offense, and they need him week in and week out. Santonio Holmes of the New York Jets can be had for $8,800. Him and the Jets, of course, are going to Tennessee. Holmes had a decent game last week, and I look for him to build on that this week. This is a guy that's been a #1 receiver, been hurt for a couple years, and he kind of had a good week last week, and I look for him to maybe peak this week against the Titans. Charles Clay can be had for $6,700. He is the tight end for the Miami Dolphins. He's filling in for the injured Dustin Keller, who's out the entire season. Now, Clay also had a rushing touchdown in week 2, so they keep this guy on the field. He's listed as a tight end, but he's kind of an H-back, fullback kind of guy. Also plays tight end on passing downs. So this is a guy that's always on the field for the Dolphins, and I like his chances, and that is a great price for a tight end, $6,700. He's got over 200 yards receiving on the year already, so look for him at a great price there. Another cheap option at tight end is Kyle Rudolph. He can be had for $6,200. The Steelers defense, they're playing the Steelers at home in Minnesota, both 0-3 teams. But the Steelers defense can be very good at times, but they've given up a lot of points to tight ends. They didn't last week, but they did against the Bengals, and Rudolph is an exceptional athlete at the tight end position. He can be had again for $6,200. I look for him to have a big game against the Steelers. The Colts defense, obviously, is playing Jacksonville because I've talked about them already. They can be had for $15,100. Now, that's a high price, but that is definitely going to be worth it. If you want to get really, really cheap, go for the Steelers defense. They are a good defense. They give up some points here and there, and they got they got torched by Cutler last week, but that is an exceptional offense. This Steelers defense can be had for $3,200, and they are playing Christian Ponder, who loves to throw interceptions, and the Vikings. Look for maybe even a defensive touchdown out of the Steelers in a showdown of two 0-3 teams. I love the Steelers defense, $3,200. Now that is a bargain. Thank you for bargain shopping with me. This is Joshua Johnson. And thank you for watching DraftTeam.com. Have a great night.